Hey folks, welcome back to another day. Welcome back to another video. If you're new here, my name is Dee. I make lifestyle content on my everyday life, and I also do reviews on black and brown owned businesses. So if that's something that you like, make sure that you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notification bell on so that you're notified every single time I upload a video. I didn't put out a video this past week just because sometimes it can be really draining to put videos out. And not saying like it's draining to do YouTube, because it's not draining to do YouTube, because I love the community that building over here on the internet fam, and I love the people that I'm starting to get to know. It's like I'm starting to get to know people by like their little face, their little icon in their name, and kind of remembering some of the conversations that we've had in the comments. Like I love that kind of thing, you know. I just love community, and I love being able to just like talk with my people and get some advice from them, and it's like really great feedback and really great like constructive criticism on things. I just love that we can like come to each other with love and like correct each other when we need to, because y'all know I be getting facts wrong, I be getting words wrong, I be getting so many things wrong, but you know, I'm unapologetic about it. Like I'm not perfect, I'm a human being, and my words get the best of me. I'm not a wordsmith by any stretch of the word. My father-in-law is coming like around 10 o'clock. African store opens at 9. I mean, it's 6:45 right now. So once I'm done with the animals, that I could maybe go up there and just like hit up an HEB that's in that area. Because I do have to just get regular groceries. Then hop over to the African store really quick and try to be back home by 10 o'clock. Africarib? I don't know. Ooh, Malta. I haven't had Malta in a long time. Let's see if we can find these ingredients. So I'm in here filming, and the guy's like, I don't know if you're allowed to film in here, I'm not the owner. So he was able to help me find some ingredients. I was able to find alligator pepper and just some nutmeg. So I'm just gonna look around and see if there's anything else that I need. So that, let me make sure I'm recording. Okay. I'm always trying to adjust this thing, but yeah, so that was a successful trip. Let's do a little quick mini, ooh, I think I'm a little too far back, car haul. So I asked the guy if I was allowed to film in there, which he wasn't really sure because he was like, I'm not the owner, which totally fine. Like if you don't know, you don't know. And I said, well, if anybody comes in and tells me to stop, I'll stop filming, because I'm trying to get more comfortable with filming in public. But because I don't leave the house ever, the only time that you guys see me like out and about is in South Africa, I figure as I'm running errands and stuff, I need to try to get more comfortable with vlogging. So I was like, can you help me find these ingredients, because there's only 3 ingredients that I'm looking. They're ingredients I've never even heard of before. So I showed him the list that I showed you guys earlier this morning. He was able to find me 2 out of the 3. But it was so funny because as I was just kind of looking around myself to see if I could find the one ingredient that I was missing, I ended up coming across an African pepper soup spice mix. So I'll show you everything, but I'll show you the ingredients that he was able to find me. So he was able to find me the nutmeg powder. Another ingredient that was on the list was alligator pepper. So he gave me alligator pepper seed. So I think I would basically put that in a mortar and pestle and maybe just grind it up to make the peppers, the spice mix for the soup. And then the one pepper or ingredient that I couldn't find, or that he couldn't find, was the celery pepper, which has another name for it. I found it on Amazon. I'll put the name up on the screen because I'm not going to attempt to say it because I'm just going to butcher it. So that was the one ingredient that he wasn't able to find me. But as I was walking around, this is what I find: African pepper soup mix. Yes, it has what I need. So I'm going to be making this on Tuesday. So you guys will be in the kitchen with me as I tried that out. Then I was just kind of walking around seeing if there were some other ingredients or things that I wanted to pick up, a future recipe or something. So I came across Jamaican curry powder because I've been wanting to make some Jamaican curry chicken. I haven't been able to find Jamaican curry at the grocery stores, and I was like, oh well, I came across it here, so I might as well just pick it up. So I got some Jamaican curry powder in hot. Then the next thing that I got that was really interesting and kind of reminded me of something that we ate in South Africa, and I'll talk about that once we kind of get back on the road. It's this, I don't know how to say this, y'all, but it's called saftane, but it says Saftene Babu's extra 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 hot pepper sauce, and it kind of looks like this. And like I said, once we kind of get on the road and I get to where I need to get, I will tell you what this reminds me of just by the sheer look of it. And then the last thing that I picked up was a ginger beer from a Jamaican ginger beer. So I'm gonna crack that open. But yeah, that was my little kind of African store haul. They have, it's funny, the store is like kind of packed, like packed space-wise. You can't fit a ton of people in there. There's just like a ton of stuff. But I think that if I really kind of took my time and just looked at every single thing in there, I'm sure that I'd be finding so many ingredients, so many spices that I otherwise wouldn't have found if I had gone to the regular grocery store. Very happy that I was able to get here. I do need to get back home though, because my father-in-law is going to be there in probably a half hour, 45 minutes. So I do want to be there when he comes and say hello. I don't think I had mentioned this in the vlogs when we got back to South Africa. We went to this place called Callisto's, I believe. Callisto's. I can't remember exactly. It's like a Mozambique Portuguese type place, I think. Yeah, one of our friends visits Mozambique quite a bit, so he invited us to go to lunch to this place. So we get lunch, and the food was amazing. As y'all already know, I just be going on about the food when it comes to South Africa. Like, this food is just bar none amazing. The food was amazing, which is great, but there was this pepper sauce, this pepper mix, very similar to what I just showed you guys, that wasn't on our table, but it was on like a table next to us, that had some people at it. But then once those people left, our friend grabbed it and he was like, you need to try this. And it was just like a spicy, savory, just so good pepper sauce, and it was hot. It was super hot, like even just a little bit. And he's like, don't eat too much, like at one time, because like if you can't handle the spice, like it's going to be a lot. I only tried a little bit, and like I can handle spice to an extent. I don't want to be sweating or having my tongue swell up, or you know, those types of things that you kind of run into when you have spicy foods. I didn't want that to happen to me, so I'm hoping that that kind of tastes similar to what we had when we were in Joburg and we went to that restaurant. It was so good, guys, so good. Hey folks, we are currently in the kitchen. Let me open up these blinds right quick. Have some light come through, which means that Mr. Ranger Danger will probably be coming out because he loves to look out the window. But anyways, so we're in the kitchen right now because I've been trying to do this for a while. This vlog has probably spanned over a couple of weeks, truthfully, because there are things that I had planned on doing. There's so much going on kind of behind the scenes that have affected everyday life here. Sorry about that. So if my vlogs come out on Mondays, I try to stick to a schedule of putting out vlogs every Monday. But sometimes, because the weekends can be a little bit crazy, and that's kind of like my editing time, I'm not exactly able to put out the videos then. So just bear with me. I'm gonna be putting out videos once a week. Sometimes it might be Mondays, sometimes it might be Fridays, sometimes it might be Tuesday. I don't know. We're in the kitchen because I've been trying to make this recipe for the longest time. Now I finally have the time to do it. So what we're making today is African pepper soup. So I was on Pinterest a couple months back and I saw this recipe because I'm trying to cook healthier but flavorful and different meals that cater to both my husband and my tastes. We have completely different tastes. I like things that kind of fall under the paleo kind of umbrella, and then he's like a traditional kind of meat and potatoes kind of guy, okay? I try to scour the internet, Pinterest, TikTok, cookbooks, all sorts of things, and try to create dishes or replicate dishes, obviously, that I'm looking at through recipes to kind of bring into the house for dinner and lunch and all sorts of different meals. So I had time right now to do the soup, so that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna shut up. You're just gonna watch me. It's not gonna be like a tutorial or anything. I'll link the recipe that I use down below, and then that might be my lunch for today. I don't know, but we'll see. But anyways, let's get into it. so the soup is simmering and I just tasted the broth. It is so good. It is so good. I already have some rice that's cooked in the fridge because we eat a lot of rice, so I always have a lot of rice on hand. But oh my gosh, this soup is so freaking good. And I love the fact that it's like gluten-free, it's keto, even though I don't do keto. It's paleo, which is really nice. Broth just tastes really good. Like I had added all the stuff, you would have just seen me do that. Added all of the spices, the pepper, all of that. I still have the basil left to add, but I add that in at the end. I may actually wait to do that. I may keep it separate because my boo might want to taste this and I don't want to like gross him out with the basil or anything because it's really loosely chopped. It's not like finely chopped or anything. So I just want to make sure that it doesn't gross him out or anything. But the broth tastes so good. It kind of reminds me of ramen or some sort of like noodly dish, but like Asian inspired. And I don't know if that's because of the soy sauce. I don't think it is, but oh my gosh. So you would have already seen throughout the vlog that I had purchased this. And I'm for sure taking this with me whenever we go to South Africa because there's a lot in there. Like I don't anticipate getting through this anytime soon. So even if it's like a couple of months or a year or 2 years or whatever, because like we don't know when we're going to get back to South Africa, I'm taking this with me for sure. Hopefully it doesn't like, they don't stop my bag or something and think it's like legal or like drugs or something when it's really just spices. But anyways, yeah, I am so pleasantly surprised. So it's simmering right now. I had to cover it, simmering away. So that's got maybe about 20 or so minutes left on it. I'm gonna go back upstairs because my time is done for me to be cooking this. I'm gonna make myself a really quick snack, just some pretzels and some cheese and some blueberries because I'm trying to be a little bit healthier. We'll kind of go from there. But I'm just so pleasantly surprised because you know when you look at, let me just set y'all down right here. You know when you look at a recipe and you see the list of ingredients and you go, those seem like ingredients that don't typically go together. And then you put them together, you just literally with a hope, a wish, and a prayer, and you taste it and it just tastes so divine. This is definitely like that. I feel like this is like the African version of like an Asian soup. It's very kind of Asian inspired to me, but then like a very different taste. And I think that's because of this obviously being one of the main spices that was used in this soup. So I will check back in once it's done and I put some rice with it. The basil will be in there and call it a day. It's a little dark. Let me come into the very yellow light here. But the soup is done. And I have to say, I love it. So I did end up putting the basil in there. I'm like, look, this is a part of the recipe. So this is what I did. But this is what it looks like. It's this really dark, just kind of rich broth. Oh my gosh. But the broth, I swear, could probably cure cancer. It tastes so good. So good.